The 2023 housing market has been a little bit different than what most people predicted. Most people did not predict that we're going to have a short supply of houses. Most people predicted that home prices would fall more than what they fell so far this year. And so coming into the fall and winter months of 2023, and this is the time usually when the housing market slows down and you can find a better selection of housing, and on top of that, better pricing on housing. But talking about the housing market supply issue, we still have elevated prices along with elevated mortgage rates. In today's video, I'm going to share just different experts' predictions on the housing market for the rest of this year. And on top of that, I'm going to share my prediction on the housing market. Now, I've been involved in real estate for the past 4 to 5 years, just working with investors directly, hearing what investors are looking for, what type of housing they are going to buy, and on top of that, investing in real estate myself and learning about the greater economy, the role of the Fed and the government, and how it affects the real estate market. Please be sure to subscribe to this channel as I talk more about the housing market, personal finance, and the economy as a whole. All right, so the first prediction I want to talk about is from Greg McBride, and he's the chief financial analyst at Bankrate. And he is predicting that for the rest of this year, that some areas will see home price declines, other areas prices will remain stagnant. And that's essentially what's happening for most of 2023. And we saw that in different cities where they actually boomed during the pandemic are starting to see double-digit declines in home prices. So places in Texas, Idaho, Utah, and other pandemic boom cities are starting to see decline. However, the South, the Midwest, the Northeast are still seeing increases in home price. So what he's essentially predicting is we're going to continue seeing that for the rest of the year. All right, so the third prediction is predicting that us not to expect a housing market collapse or a rapid descent. And we still haven't seen that in 2023. And this predictor, which is Jacob Channel, the senior economist at LendingTree, doesn't see that happening. He doesn't see prices falling off a cliff or, just going to that narrative that a lot of YouTubers try to predict a housing market crash happening. And I can see definitely this prediction, coming into fruition that we're not going to fall off a cliff. The latest figures from Case-Shiller, the U.S. home price index that a lot of experts use, they saw that prices actually rose slightly in February. And this indicator, it takes a little bit of time until they actually show home prices, the increase, the decreases. But we saw that it actually rose slightly in February of this year. And he still sees that happening towards the end of this year. Also, he believes that home prices will remain steady and stable over the next several months. And so this article was made a little bit earlier, but going into May, he thought that home prices will remain stable. And for the most part, they did. I think they actually rose a little bit in May, but overall, there weren't huge increases or huge decreases in home prices. And so the next prediction is coming from myself. So this is what I predict, just hearing from different economists, hearing from other investors, and what I believe is going to happen in the housing market. So number one, I think the short supply of homes will keep prices elevated. And on top of that, affordability is a huge issue. I don't hear these predictions or these experts talk about affordability. People just can't afford a home. Sellers can't afford to move out of their home. That's why they're not putting them on the market. And buyers are not able to buy homes. And that's a huge indicator. That's a huge aspect to this whole scenario. With that, people are not going to buy as many homes. So you're not going to have a lot of homes being sold. And you're seeing the homes for sold are down this year compared to last year. And on top of that, mortgage rates are up. And so people cannot even qualify for a certain amount of loan. And so I think affordability is a huge issue that will stop people from buying homes. But at the same time, since there's a short supply of homes, home prices are not going to fall off a cliff. Home prices will remain steady. Now, the next thing that I predict is that the Fed says they're going to hike up the interest rate 2 more times. And I know if the Fed says they're going to do something, they usually do it. And so right now, mortgage rates are hovering around 6.87%. And so by the end of this year, I see mortgage rates, the average 30-year mortgage rate hovering around 7.2 to 7.4%. But I think 7.2 is more realistic. If mortgage rates hover around 7.2% and there's still a short supply of homes, home prices to me will remain the same. I think they're going to stabilize. I don't think we're going to see huge increases or huge decrease. I think there's maybe a 1 to 3% difference either way. And my prediction actually is that they most likely may stay a little bit higher what they were last year. And my prediction comes from a few things. So looking at this chart, let's look at medium sell price. You see right here, medium sell price is actually up year over year. So you see that it's 3% year over year higher than what it was last year. And the thing is, we started to go down during this year, right? Usually this is the time when home prices go down during the fall and winter months. But you've seen this hovering at 3%. If the housing supply stays low, this is going to hover just above this black line representing 2022. I see home prices remain in the 400s and mortgage rates being anywhere between 7.1 and 7.3%. And I think people are just accepting that fact. But I do believe that will drive people out of the market. And unfortunately, more and more people will become renters than homeowners. All right, you all, these are some of the predictions from experts along with my own prediction. What do you predict happening in the housing market? Let me know down below. Be sure to subscribe and like this video, and I'll talk to you all later.